Welcome to Living the Empowered Life channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you content that's empowering, encouraging and inspiring. On this channel I share things with you that I do to live an empowered life. I also share book reviews of books that I've read in case you want to check them out for yourself. I also take you out and about with me, which hasn't been a lot lately, I know, but usually I take you out and about with me when I go to places of interest. And basically on this channel I just share with you tips and things to help you live an empowered life. So if this is the type of content you're looking for, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you like the content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about completing my first assignment for my master's degree. Now on this channel already I've shared over the last couple of months that I am doing a master's degree at 45 years old. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll leave at the top here, the link at the top. But on that video I shared why I decided to do a master's degree in innovation management and entrepreneurship. Now it's been a little bit of a journey since I first started 12 weeks ago, but that journey came to a head last week Friday when I had to hand in my very first assignment. And the lead up to doing that has been quite up and down. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about that today, what that experience was like. I also will share a little snippet of footage that I kind of put together along my assignment journey and just basically tell you some of the things that I enjoyed about doing the assignment and some things, that I didn't quite enjoy. So if this is a video you think might interest you, maybe you're doing a degree or going back to college or doing something academically that you haven't done in a long time, then stick around and I will tell you all about my journey in this video. So over the last 12 weeks, I have been learning lots of different things to do with innovation management and entrepreneurship. I have shared in my other two videos, which I said I will leave at the top of this one and at the end of this video, both of those videos, I have shared how difficult I have found this academic journey so far. I have felt, overwhelmed at times, I felt scared at times, and I am going to do that video as promised about the 4 things I found really hard in my first term of doing academic study. I am going to do that video, so please look out for it shortly. But anyhow, everything to do with the course that I've been learning has been really beneficial to me. I feel already enriched from the things that I have been learning on this degree. I have learned lots of things about co-founders, an ideal co-founding team, what that team should entail really in terms of for technology, a perfect co-founding team. I've learned about how to spot opportunities and learning about different things to do with managing ideas and how to assess whether the idea matches market demand, because really, as I shared in another video, it's just an idea if it is not something that matches market demand. You have to have people that buy whatever it is you are offering. Right at the beginning of the learning module, the assignment task was available for us to look at to see what we would have to do for the assignment. I didn't pay any mind really, probably until about the beginning of April, just because I was just trying to get my head around doing the lessons every week, because some days I just felt really out of my depth. For me, getting through the first 12 weeks was really about getting through each module one at a time, and that was my kind of way of dealing with it and working my way through all the learning content. And the assignment was to find 2 companies no older than 5 years, in the same industry, not necessarily in the same country, and go through their processes, everything about the companies, how they set up, the co-founders, how they spotted the opportunity, all that stuff. And I already had 2 companies in mind that I wanted to explore, and they were both digital health companies. And basically those are just companies who are doing things like mindfulness, meditation, that type of stuff via mobile phone apps. It's something that I'm really interested in anyway. As somebody who's had my own kind of challenges at times with mental health, I felt that this is something that I definitely would be interested in finding out about. So when I had my companies, the first thing I did was to contact the first company, that's the company where I had to really go into depth about their processes and the things that they did. The second company was more to compare the processes and see, which company had, better processes and stuff like that, how they did things. But I contacted the first company's office and asked if I could get an interview with the founder, because that was one of the things that they suggested in the assignment, which would be a nice to have, not necessarily, an essential, but it'd be something nice to have, basically because in speaking to the founder, I may be able to find out information that isn't available to me on the internet. But I couldn't get that interview, and I had to wait about 3-4 weeks for them to get back to me, which was a little bit annoying, but obviously they are busy people, so I can't really be upset about that. But I found out most of the information that I needed from just watching interviews with the co-founders, listening to podcast interviews, that type of stuff. And then I spent a long time, probably the best part of 3 weeks or so, collecting research. So I've just got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of pages of notes. This is just from watching videos, listening to podcasts, news articles, research articles, little bits of information that I found. Because when I first started my assignment, I really just felt overwhelmed. As a matter of fact, there was a couple of times I emailed my tutor and said, I don't think I can do it. I'm sure my tutor's probably glad to see the back of me now. Because there were times where I would have complete meltdowns. But, she was really nice. She was really reassuring, encouraging. She said to me, are you overthinking things? And I do have a habit of overthinking things. But I started to take a little bit of a step back and say, actually, I'm just going to just concentrate on one thing at a time and get it done. So I'm just taking a little break from my studies because it's just been full on the last few days. Sometimes I find that I've been getting a little bit of anxiety because I keep getting heart palpitations when I feel things are a little bit overwhelming. 10 days until I've got a hand in my assignment. This morning I had a really good meeting with my tutor, and it's a good thing actually because there was some information that I was told that wasn't necessarily wrong, but it was kind of affecting my focus in terms of the direction I was going with my assignment. So having that conversation with my tutor this morning really did help me to get a clearer kind of view of where I need to be going. The next thing that I had to do was then to start to put my assignment together. Oh, before that, what I did actually, because I wasn't really sure about how to do the assignment, so I found help from a number of different places. Because I'm new to this whole thing, if you are studying, there's a few things I would recommend that you check out and get for yourself. I love this. This is one of my favourite things now, because it really does help me to understand lots of different words. It's expanding my vocabulary. Another little book that was recommended to me is this book by Julia Corpus, Brilliant Writing Tips for Students. I picked this up on eBay for £1. Another little book that I have got for myself, I paid £2 for this on Amazon. It's secondhand. It did say it's new, but it came with lots of writing in from somebody who was a student previously. So it is a study skills handbook. They've got loads of different editions. It has loads of different things to help you to write essays and assignments better. And in this book, it just breaks down examples as well, so you can see examples. This was definitely helpful to me. So these things have really been helping me to kind of work my way through my assignment. I feel a little bit more calmer now, and I think as well because I've got this attitude that whatever's going to be is going to be. I've never done this before. I've gone, and had academic help from the skills team. I've bought books. I've been schooling myself on different things to do with writing. Through the University of Portsmouth, they have really good resources to help you, especially if you're in your first term of doing a university degree. So I, found help from the academic skills coach. Her name was Kirsten. Kirsten was an amazing help to me. She taught me so much. She really critiqued my work in a way that helped me to develop better as well. Because right at the beginning when I was writing my assignment, I wasn't really writing with a lot of academic terms. I was using some, but she helped me to realise that you need to be using more academic language. And as I've mentioned on another video, the very first video I did, writing academically with the language is different to writing as an author of 3 books, because I have 3 books that I have wrote as an author, but the way that I write in those books is different to writing for an academic paper. So she gave me really good feedback, things that I could work on developing, and I took that going forward. I also contacted the academic skills team. I worked with somebody there, and also as well, because I do work with another university. I don't work for a university, but from time to time I'm hired by another university to sit on interview panels. Because I do that work for them, they gave me the benefit of being able to access an academic coach there as well. So I had the help of 3 different coaches. The first one was the one that I did with the university that I, do the interview panels for. And that was really a short, session, 45 minutes. And that session, I still wasn't at a point where I was getting it about my assignment. But what she did do is help me to understand the assignment that I was being asked to do. I also, as well, at the University of Portsmouth, had a session with the librarian to understand about doing referencing. There were lots of things I didn't understand about referencing, and just looking back on everything now, I wish I would have known something sooner. But the librarian, she was really helpful. She explained to me about the referencing system and how to do stuff, so that was really, really good as well. One of the other things I was trying to figure out during this time as well was the best way to capture information that would help me to remember things in a way to be able to write it. So obviously, beside my pages of notes, I did try and do like mind mapping. I do mind mapping for other things that I do, like when I'm planning on writing my book or doing events and stuff. I use mind mapping. I have like a large sketchbook, large sketchbook, which I use for all of that. And I tried that method to capture things about the 2 companies that I was writing about, but I didn't really find it was helpful for me to do it that way. And then I created an Excel spreadsheet to capture things with the companies. And one of the things that was recommended to me that I remembered by Kirstin, the academic school coach that helped me with my assignment tremendously, is using post-it notes. So I used post-it notes to capture information about the 2 companies. So literally in the passageway upstairs in my house, so I've got all the different categories here. As I've been finding information, I've just been putting them on post-its and sticking them under the different headers. Now the orange post-its are the first company, the green ones is the second company, and the red ones is because the second company had a previous enterprise before, a previous venture before. So I'm just putting that information there. So as you can see, this is how I'm trying to get all my ideas out of my head. This week, this is like my 3rd or 4th night I've been up to this time, going to bed at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, but it has to be done. I want to go to bed for about 3 o'clock. That's the time I usually try and go to bed, and get up at 5:15. No, I get up at, this week has been 5:45 to get up my daughter so she can revise before she goes to school. But she hasn't got an exam tomorrow, so tomorrow I will be getting her up at 6:30. So if I get to bed for 3, I'll get 3.5 hours sleep. And then I get back up in the morning, go for my bike ride or do my exercise, come back, make sure my daughter's ready for school, do work stuff, then have a wash, sit down and study for the rest of the day. I've probably put in about 14-hour days at the moment to do this essay, but it's worth it. It's been quite good so far. So hard, challenging, but just because something's hard and challenging doesn't mean it's not good for you. But when I say I nearly cried doing this assignment, a week ago I thought to myself, I am not even going to get 1,000 words down, and at the moment everything is coming to about 4,000 words, and also that includes the referencing at the back. But if I take off the referencing, it's about 3,000 and something words. A lot of it is me just putting sentences of stuff down to remind me to write paragraphs and things. So my aim is to just continue to crack on, and I'm just going into it with an attitude of, I'm just going to feel the fear and do it anyway. If I don't pass, well, then I'll have to redo it again, and at least with feedback I can find out where exactly, know, I need to improve, but I'm just going forward. At the moment, my assignment is coming on quite a bit. You know, just putting it all together. I've color coded it so I know which parts I like for references that I've used from, you know, research papers, which is in blue. The green is who it's by, and the green is also a kind of method to help me to know I need to reference it in the style that the university has asked. So we're doing AP7 style. So I've got to go back now and just make sure I have put in the in-text citations correctly and match them to the referencing at the end. But literally I'm just working on all the sections still, writing 1 or 2 sentences down, so I know exactly what to write where. That's my bibliography, but it's not quite finished yet. And what I'm going to do is when I've finished it, hopefully I will finish this by Thursday. I'll go through, check all the referencing and all that different stuff. And how I started to tackle that was to basically follow the structure of how the assignment task was laid out. So it had, for company 1, 6 different areas that I had to cover. I basically started to write under the different headers on a Word document, information about the companies. And then with the second company, I did the compare and contrast part of it. It was recommended to me that I could have done it block by block, like company 1, company 2, compare and contrast, or I could do all company 1 and then do company 2. Because I'd already started with under the headers for company 1, I just decided to do the compare contrast for company 2. So I stayed up all of Wednesday night, I think it was, to get all the information down, or was it Thursday night? One of the two, but basically I did it all-nighter, and I haven't done it all-nighter since my raving days in my early 20s. You know, in the morning I just was like, wow, I felt completely out of it, but I had no time to go to bed. You know, I had to crack on because, you know, time was against me. So the time is now 20 to 12 on Thursday. Oh, is it Thursday? No, I'm losing track of the time and days. On Wednesday, the 18th of May, I am still working on my assignment, still going through my notes. My target was to finish this part, so tomorrow I can go on to the next part, which shouldn't take as long as the first part. So I want to spend the whole day doing that tomorrow, writing the conclusion, and then Friday just tidying up everything, you know, grammar check, making sure I've put all the references in the correct way. It has to be in by midnight, 11:59 p.m. on Friday. Looking back on it now, I think that if I would have started earlier, would have definitely put me in good stead, because I just felt a little bit up against the time. You know, I spent so much time at the beginning feeling overwhelmed and still trying to figure everything out. But I think as well, that is a normal part of being new to doing, you know, academic study. You're still in the first term trying to figure everything out, find out what works well for you in terms of studying times, how to write down your information and stuff. And besides all that, you know, I've got a family, I've work, you know, there was other things going on as well. So I really was trying to, you know, make the most of my time in every sense, really, and to be able to do all the modules and do my assignment as well. But I wish I would have started a bit earlier, and obviously that's something I can take forward into term 2. And I do feel that the assignment that I've put in, I know it could have been a lot stronger, because I had so much things that I wanted to say. But by the time Friday came, 11:35 at night, you know, I was still spell checking, I was still doing this stuff. Time ran out and I had to submit it by midnight. So I really, you know, had to leave some things out. Now, that's possibly going to affect my mark. It probably will. I don't know what my mark is yet, because I haven't been given, you know, my mark by the tutor. But, you know, the most I'm hoping for is to be able to get a pass. Anything other than that, above that, you know, if I get anything above that, that's going to be a real blessing for me. That's going to be a real miracle, because, you know, it was a miracle I got it done in the first place. Literally, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this assignment. I really thought this was going to be something that I could just not do. And I'm really proud of myself for doing it. I'm really proud of how, you know, I pushed through those feelings of fear, of feeling like an imposter, and I just did it anyway. But whatever mark I get, I will be happy. Hopefully it's a pass. If I don't pass and I have to resubmit, then I know what I need to do to make it stronger. Obviously through feedback, and also through the things that I felt that I could have added to really show, you know, what I knew about these companies. But we will see, and maybe I will share this with you as part of my journey, who knows. But, you know, the whole experience for me was a really good experience. Again, it was something that has taken me outside of my comfort zone. That's something that I've talked about on so many other videos. Experiences that I've had that have pushed me out of my comfort zone. This definitely has been one of those experiences. Really, from the beginning, I've just felt completely out of my depth. And I think the thing that I've learned more than anything else is that I can do it if I push through fear. That is one of the things that I think has been really evident to me in this whole process and this journey so far, is if I push through fear, you know, I can do it. I can't, you know, give in to those feelings or how those feelings make me feel. Just push through it. So I'm glad that I did. I wouldn't say there was anything that I didn't like so much. Obviously, no one likes feeling overwhelmed. No one likes feeling fear. So these are just really feelings that I didn't like, rather than the course content, rather than the assignment and stuff. You know, now that I've done it, you know, I feel a lot more relieved about it. But in terms of everything else, it's been a good learning experience. I've enjoyed learning about AP7 referencing, which is a term of referencing that some universities use when you're referencing, you know, evidence of your work. I've also enjoyed learning about fact versus opinion. So if I've got an opinion about something, I need to back it up with research that kind of says the same thing. It's not enough for me to just say I've got an opinion. And, you know, you can't use things like I think, I believe. You've got to find other ways of saying things like it is argued that, those types of sentences to start off your opinion. I've enjoyed learning all of that, and I've enjoyed doing this whole thing with the two companies as well. In case you're somebody who's about to embark on this journey and maybe wondering if you can do it, I want to encourage you and say, yes, you can do it. You are going to feel scared, you are going to feel uncomfortable, but it's totally normal. But if this is the type of content you like as well, and you want me to continue to share my journey, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button to let me know. And yeah, I will continue to share with you if this is something that you're interested in. So until the next video, take care.